Hello and welcome to today's episode of IAE. So this will be episode 9? Yeah, 9. So I believe it's Anvil today, which is actually the guys that make this ship. And they're like the military contractor. So most of these ships are going to have guns. Yes, Anvil Aerospace. Now, of course, this would be like their version of the military surplus store. So it's like military grade, but it's the civilian variant, if that makes sense. Come on, doors, move. I know we're getting lag, but... Oh, that's fine. Now, as I understand it, there's a few new ships. Some of which aren't exactly new, they're just reworked versions of existing ships. They're calling them Mark II. That ship I showed you the picture of downstairs, basically that one. Oh, and they're right here in the main hall. Lovely. That makes things easy. So the F7C are Hornet Tracker. So these are the Hornets Mark II. So it's an updated version. And I believe that is basically just what the lore is, that it's basically just the updated Hornet Mark II version. So, tracker, so this one will have a big scanner dish up on top instead of a turret. That's the Carrack, we'll get to that in a minute. Over here, that black paint job, that's got to be the stealth one, because bear in mind this is the military contractor, so they will have stealth fighters. Ghost. Yeah, that's going to be the stealth. Yeah, stealth fighter. I guess that's what the S stands for after the F7C. So like that'll be R for like recon, that'll be S for stealth. F7A horn. Take it this is like a power version? Space has re-engineered the celebrated Hornet for the next generation of fighter combat. So this is like the base model? Okay. Digital City Camo. Oh, now this is one of the new ships. Now the Terrapin, I'm guessing the regular Terrapin's over there, is a gameplay ship that's gameplay isn't in yet. It's one of those ones that's meant to like do a lot of scanning and tracking and stuff like that, but that kind of in-depth sensor stuff isn't really in the game yet. So they created this variant, which uses the exact same hull and everything, to basically do an ambulance that you would use in heavy combat areas. So this is like your military grade ambulance, so it's got like heavy duty armour and stuff. The Terrapin is known to be a very tough little ship. So here's your medbed. I understand that there are 3 levels of medbed. So there's tier 3 is like your basic, treating wounds. Tier 2 is like heavy triage kind of thing, and then tier 1 is like absolutely everything. Like that's where you can like respawn on death and stuff like that. I believe this is a tier 2. I believe. So you would use this terminal here to set yourself up to potentially respawn on that. I'll come back to the Carrack in a minute. This is Anvil's biggest ship. It's what's known as a Pathfinder, so it's an exploration vessel. So it's designed for long journeys. So this is the base Terrapin. So instead of that bed, this one has a chair where you would do like your high intensity scans and stuff, so it's like linked directly to, I'm guessing there's a dish up there somewhere. Yeah, you can see the circular dish up there, which is like directly above that chair. So yeah, strictly speaking this is a 2-person ship, but it is classified as like a single person. That's why you only have one bed. Components, toilet. But again, this is known to be quite a tanky little ship. And weapons wise, we have the turret here. Yeah, I think that's it. So it's not the greatest on weapons, but it can defend itself. And it's got, like I say, like heavy military grade armor and stuff on it, so. Right, so this is the base F7C model, and the one over there is like the base F7A model. Not 100% sure what the difference is, but oh, that's right, the A has that top-mounted turret, so it's technically a 2-seater, whereas this one's a 1-seater. Yeah, that's the difference. There we go. I knew there was one. I haven't flown many of the fighter ships. The Hornet is included in that list, Mark 1 or the Mark 2. I've gone to the wrong side again. Why are they doing this 2 days running? Yeah. Like yesterday, we'll come back to the big ship. Although, compared to yesterday's ship, this isn't big. Yeah, and there's a closer view of the turret up on top. So you can have a gunner in that one. Right. So it looks like Hall 3's pretty packed. And we've got a selection here. Okay. So as I understand it, this one is classified as a light fighter, but is actually a bounty hunter ship. But because the bounty hunter stuff isn't in yet, the Hawk, at least not to the level that the ship is designed for. You might remember the, which one was it, the Cutlass Blue, had those like coffins in the back, as I call them. They're like pods for taking bounties. So does this, in this thing here. So they have like 1 or 2 in there, I'm not sure. Can we open it? Is there a way to... I don't see the button to open it. Anyway, it's got at least one of those things in here. So like you claim your bounty, you get their body put into like a cryo tube or whatever you want to call it. As I say, I call it a coffin. And lug them off to wherever you're dropping them off. Here is the Hurricane. This is supposed to be an older style fighter. Again, 2-seater because there's just a turret there. Heavy fighter, so it has big pew pews on the front. Not a terrible looking ship for a fighter. Fighters tend not to be the prettiest ships, but then again, that's aesthetics, so that's down to individuals. Gladiator now, I'm pretty sure this one's a fighter bomber, isn't it? Yeah, bomber. So related to the ones at the front, the Hornets, you can see the similarities in the hull there. But this one's more for blast the shields off the ship, blow it to pieces. This is their Premier Light Fighter. It's the Arrow, isn't it? Yeah. Technically, this is Anvil's starter ship. So this one's a starter ship package. So if you were coming into this game and you fully intend to just go full on like dogfighting type gameplay, this is your starter. This is the one you pick. And it's in the same price range as the other starters, so you're not at any disadvantage there. So we'll have like zero cargo and stuff. But like I said, if you're planning to go full combat mode, this is your starter. I think most of the manufacturers have a starter now that Crusader have added one to their lineup. Yeah, because Drake added theirs last year, that was the cutter. Or was that the year before? And last year was the Aliens one, in the Syrian. Yeah. Right, let's see what we got in here. So we have that ship which has some caveats on it, so we'll come to that in a moment. Ooh, the first of the ground vehicles. There are a couple of variants of this thing. This is the Spartan, so this is the armoured personnel carrier variant. It's basically a big truck. Heavy armour, and it's designed to transport troops through a battlefield and then deploy them out the ramp at back here. And so you've got your pilot seat, I suppose, or driver space up here. Can you actually use that ladder? Maybe not. So there is guns for defensive purposes. Over here, this will be the drop ship. So it's basically the aerial version of that. So turret, big VTOL engines to allow for the. Oh, that's right. So when you open the door, so this is for deploying. So they got like the sit down there. But there's also that gun there. So that swings out, and you can have basically a door guard, like blasting any enemies that are trying to. Get through them. So this would be where you would have ground vehicles. Would that fit in here? I don't think that would get through the door. Anyway, different ground vehicles. So this is the jump seats where your troopers would be, Marines most likely. So then they'd file out, jump out the door. Like I said, one of them's manning the gun, and then the same on this side. So you got more drop seats, door, gun, and then out the back rolls a vehicle. What's down here? Turret access. And upstairs, excuse me, go upstairs. Thank you go. We have the toilet, the crew bunks, the upper turret, where you shout down to the guys at the bottom to say, "Oi, jump!" that'll be remote turrets, I guess. And then the pilot seat. Right, might as well hop out this side. Now, this ship is tied to Squadron 42, the single player campaign that is coming in future. It's the Valkyrie. No, Valkyrie's that. This one is the Lightning, isn't it? Yeah. And they did a competition where you could get a golden ticket that allowed you to purchase this. I don't know if you even get to fly it in game yet. These wings close down. Notice the canopy's closed and that. So even though it's currently on sale at the moment, you still have to have a golden ticket to be allowed to purchase this. The original idea is that when you complete Squadron 42, you basically would get like a golden ticket. You essentially get to purchase this ship in game on the Star Citizen side, so the multiplayer side, as a reward for completing the single player story. So at the moment, as I said, they did a competition to give away some of those tickets, but you'll have to earn them in the future. So like I said, there is a caveat on that one. I think it's actually Anvil's best looking fighter, and I do like the look of that one. And I'm looking forward to Squadron 42 because like I say, I'm a solo guy, so like the single player story is probably more what I'd be looking for anyway. Yeah, that's everything upstairs, so we head off downstairs. I'm assuming the other two variants of that truck behind me are down there, because you usually get the ground vehicles downstairs. And then we'll get into the holo suite and see what future ships are coming, and then we'll pop back upstairs and have a quick look around the Carrack, and that should do us for today. Right, so this is the ballista, so that'll be the missile one. Both of these variants, as I understand it, are essentially flagged as anti-aircraft. So this one uses missiles. So you got your gunner seat there for the missiles, and then driver seat. The other one is like a mobile anti-aircraft battery that uses guns. I believe it is heavy-duty laser repeaters. Yep, 4 of them. The Centurion. So again, the seat for getting onto the guns, and driver seat. So a lot of people see it as being, use the missile one for like short engagements, you know, if there's 1 or 2 enemies. If you know it's going to be like a fleet coming in, you probably want this one, because laser repeaters don't exactly run out of ammo. You've just got to watch out for them overheating. Whereas missiles is rather limited. Let's go this way today. Okay, so this one is Crucible, right, so this is the repair ship. So there's basically a docking platform on the top there, and from what I've heard, these arms are supposed to maneuver in some way to allow it to repair large ships. No idea how that works, but I mean, that kind of gameplay isn't in the game yet. Oh, this one, the Legionnaire. Yeah, it's a boarding vessel. So the idea of this one is that it flies up to an enemy ship, forcibly attaches itself to the docking collar, and then hacks the docking collar by some means, and basically unloads a platoon of Marines. Well, a squadron. Anvil Liberator. So this one's a transport one. So again, a sort of military transport, but this would be the civilian version. So you can almost see it there, a sort of sloped door. So on the other side of that is essentially a garage, and above it and in front of it are like landing pads. So it can carry fighters and ground vehicles. I think there's supposed to be a ramp on the back here that gets into that garage as well, so you can go like straight through. I remember some information we got about this when they were first talking about it, and since racing is a thing in Star Citizen, this would be like the civilian version of this would be like something that a racing team might want to use, because they could store like their bikes and cars, or like the racing ships all on there, and have like a big crew running around doing maintenance and stuff, and you can pretend to be like a big pit crew and everything. So when that comes out, that could revolutionise the... Hang on. Finish my statement. Revolutionise the racing stuff. I think this hologram be broken, because that's the same shape at the other end. And that's definitely not what's supposed to be here. Yeah, there's supposed to be a super heavy gunship here, the Paladin, which is not this ship. That's disappointing. That's a bit of a strange one. CIG is usually a bit better than that. I'm surprised something like that got through the checks. I mean, not only do they have multiple internal checks, but stuff like this goes through an entire test universe before it comes into the regular universe. So, like, hundreds of players looked at that and apparently didn't notice it was wrong, despite the fact it's blatantly obvious. But. So, there's a big ramp here, and this will be the garage. So, that's access upstairs. An elevator, and docking collar. These will probably be armor storage rather than escape pods. And then we've got cargo pods. I think there's 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. So you can load up loads of cargo. Now bear in mind this is like an explorer ship, so you need a lot of storage. Right, this will be an armory. Turret access. And a second armory and turret access. Again, Anvil is military ships, so... Okay, that's a lift. I probably do not want to be here. If that comes down, let me out. No, seriously, let me out. I'm gonna get squished like a bug if that thing comes down. Can I climb this like a ladder and try and escape? I think this tour might be over because I think I'm trapped. There's no interactions here. Yeah, that's a super weird glitch. I guess we'll just have to end the episode here then, since I'm literally trapped in a metal box. Help! Help! Somebody let me out! Help! Yeah, there's nobody coming, and I can't open that door. So, well, that's going to have to do it for today. A bit of an anticlimactic end there. Didn't get to finish the tour of the Carrack. There are plenty of videos for that though. Maybe we can put this one on one of the free flight days that I'll be doing for the finale days. So tomorrow is the best in show, and then we get the finale days. So like I said yesterday, I'm going to try and rent out some ships on each of the finale days, and you know, have a little like proper look around, take them out to fly them a bit. So if you're watching this and there's any particular ships that you've seen in any of these videos, or anybody else's videos for that matter, that you would like to see a bit more of, just drop a line in the in the chat there. You know, just leave a comment. So, hope to see you tomorrow, and see you in the wilds.